The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and somewhere someone's trying to convince their friends they've discovered something new about their dog or the breed as a whole. Don't take everything at face value. After all, that's how we came to believe that dogs age 7 times faster than humans. Yep, you heard that right. The popular fact that 1 dog year is simply 1 human year multiplied by 7 is a myth. Surprising, right? Really makes you wonder what else you've been falsely assuming about your canine. Grab your Great Dane, your Chihuahua, your Irish Setter, or your Golden Retriever because in today's video we're debunking 10 popular dog myths people have been assuming were facts. Let's get right into it. Number 10. 1 dog year is 7 human years. Is 1 dog year equal to 7 human years? No. Then how long is it? The fact that dogs age faster than humans and have shorter lifespans is both sad and true, but they don't necessarily age at a rate of 7. They could, but not all of the time. Experts have deduced that not all dogs age the same. Larger dogs tend to age a lot more quickly than smaller dogs. For example, an Irish Setter would have an average life expectancy between 8 and 10 years. On the other hand, a smart breed like a Chihuahua would have a life expectancy twice that. But not all Irish Setters will fall within that bracket, nor will all Chihuahuas. Veterinarians use the American Animal Hospital Association Canine Life Stages Guidelines to assess the age of their patients. The list divides lifespan into 6 categories: puppy, junior, adult, mature, senior, and geriatric. They assess the stage based on the animal's rate of maturation, which might be different between one breed and another or one dog and another. It takes less than a year for a dog to reach the adult stage, and after that it takes nearly 6 years for it to move on to the mature stage of its life. In other words, dog years depend on the dog itself. Number 9. Dogs can only see in black and white. This myth was perpetuated by the founder of National Dog Week, someone who thought he knew dogs pretty well. Apparently not, because while dogs do have a limited hue range, they can see in many other colors besides just black and white. A dog's color sensors pick up on hues in the yellow, blue, and white range. They are able to identify colors falling within these ranges. Their color perception is a lot more sophisticated than what many people would have believed. Number 8. It's beneficial to lick their wounds. There are a lot of negative connotations attached to saliva. But why? The fluid is not only helpful in digestion, but can also save your life one day. Alright, maybe that was a gross overstatement of what saliva can do, but the fluid has certain antibacterial and soothing properties that makes it helpful to fight off infections. But the antibacterial properties of saliva are limited. While it might not be outright wrong for your dog to lick its wounds, it's not necessarily the most helpful either, and it might even slow down the body's natural healing process. Dogs lick their wounds because it's the closest thing they have to a first aid box. It soothes and relaxes them. However, excessive licking will create a moist environment around the wound, and the body's natural healing cells would be unable to efficiently work in that region. Number 7. All large dogs are good guard dogs. Can a Chihuahua be a good guard dog? Between a toy breed and a large dog, who would you place your bet on as the better guard dog? Probably the large dog. But you have to ask yourself, are you going off of personality, training, and skill, or are you just going off of size? It's probably the latter, and we don't blame you. Many people believe that their large dogs can be trained to be good guard dogs as well. While there's nothing good training can't tap, being a watchdog doesn't come naturally to a lot of breeds. For example, a hound can make an excellent watchdog owing to its personality, but the same can't be said about an Irish Setter. They have markedly different personalities, and the only thing they have in common is their size. Alternatively, not all aggressive dogs can make for good watchdogs either. A pit bull that hasn't been properly trained doesn't know bite recall and inhibition. Remember, it's not just the size that counts. Number 6. Can't teach an old dog new tricks. A metaphor that we've used once or twice, but is the root of it based on fact or fiction? Fiction. You can, in fact, teach an old dog new tricks. While it might be a bit more perplexing having an old golden retriever jump through hoops compared to a puppy, this doesn't necessarily mean the old dog is incapable of learning, just that it needs more time to do so. With the right time, dedication, and training, you'll be able to teach an old dog any trick in the book. Number 5. Dogs of the same breed have the same personality. Take a look around you. Can you tell where every individual is from based on their personality? What makes a person to New York, and what makes them an obvious resident of Austin? There's no way to tell with absolute certainty. Neither is there with dogs. While breeds set a basic guideline for loyalty and some aspects of personality, there are various other factors that come into play. For example, past experiences. Nor all golden retrievers jump up to greet humans. Some might growl at them and some shy away from them. A dog's personality, similar to a human's, is a complex interplay of a number of factors and not just one. Therefore, it would be a gross oversimplification to just assume they'd be a certain way because of their breed. Number 4. Dogs versus mailmen. Now, here's a myth that's being popularized based on humor. The story goes, dogs are territorial and don't take kindly to strangers coming up on their property. Maybe at some point in history, a dog growled at a mailman. Let's say it wasn't just the one, it was several dogs. And now the notion is popularized as dogs having an inbuilt disdain against the mailman. Again, dogs are territorial and will probably growl at strangers, but if they see the same person over and over again, they'll get used to them and they'll know they pose no threat. Take a look at dog and mailman compilation videos where it's pretty obvious some dogs eagerly look out the window and wag their tails every time they see the carrier van come by. Number 3. Dogs eat grass when they're sick. Your dog ate blades of grass and now they're throwing up. But why did your dog eat it in the first place? It's almost insulting to think that your pet would much rather have blades of grass for dinner than the expensive food you got it. The myth surrounding dogs and grass is that dogs will eat grass when they're sick. It's taken as a fact to the point that concerned pet parents will even take their pets to the vet complaining about increased grass intake. While grass does make dogs sick, it does so because of pesticides and insecticides. Otherwise, dogs are just following through with ancestral traits when they eat grass. Wolves would go on long hunts, and if the hunt wasn't particularly fruitful, they'd resort to eating grass. Don't encourage it, but don't be so apprehensive of it either. Number 2. Female dogs should have their first heat. Don't spay a female dog until it has its first litter of puppies. That's what you believe, right? It's time to change your beliefs because not only should you spay your dog for multiple health reasons, you should also do it because it's not necessary for dogs to have a litter of puppies to feel fulfilled and happy. Many female dogs have lived long, happy lives, all without ever having any puppies. Also, forcing them to have puppies isn't just detrimental to their health, but is also contributing to the overpopulation of dogs. Number 1. Dogs feel guilt. You come home to find your pet has completely destroyed your living room furniture, and I mean destroyed it. You're understandably mad and you give your dog a stern talking to. Do you think your puppy feels guilt? Pet parents seem to believe so. While it's unfair to say that dogs are incapable of emotion, it's also unfair to assume that they're able to feel guilt. That would imply that they know now the gravity of chewing on throw pillows. No. What they do, however, know is that they've done something you didn't approve of, and now they're going to refrain from it. They understand this based on the tone of your voice, not based on your reasons for having a well-decorated living room. Alright, what myths did you believe about your dog until just recently? Let us know in the comments down below. And for more pet-related content, subscribe to INFORAMA, and we'll see you in the next one.